is the Abuja Network Center of Independent Television ITV, broadcasting from the hilltop of Mpape District in the nation's capital city, Abuja. My name is Ivanota. Hope you enjoyed that wonderful time there with Dr. Sonny Duke Okosu, looking at the issue of compulsory voting. And many are asking, if we seek compulsory voting, why don't we seek compulsory good governance, so that those who govern will not only govern by the Constitution, but they will also govern with the fear of God and the need to ensure the safety and security and welfare of the citizens. And that's the question that many are bringing. And even if we go for compulsory voting, after we gather and we vote, what next? Who announces the result? What about the manipulation? What about the beavers? Will all of these things work before you insist that we must all trek and go and vote? Now, if they see good governance, then they will all be voting. Okay, let's now turn over here in Abuja and look at national security. You know, oftentimes when we talk about security, many persons will insist that government is not doing enough, and there is a need for government to do enough going forward to ensure the security of lives and property, as well as the welfare of citizens, which many believe is the cardinal purpose of governance. This morning, we have, okay, let me take it this way. We have explained the issue of intensive security work, and sometimes you hear about security architecture in the fight against Boko Haram in the northeastern part of the country, in the fight against banditry in the northwestern part of the country, in the fight against somewhat militant and bunkering in the southern part of the country, fight against kidnapping in the southeastern and southern part, and even north central part of the country. All of this combined. And one thing that these criminals use is ungoverned spaces. That means when you feel you can go after them, they take shelters in areas covered by heavily dense green vegetation. And many are asking the question, if we can monitor our forest, then we know for sure that the issue of militant headers who kill persons would have been able to track them. If we can monitor our forest, then the issue of armed bandit in some mini or semi-forests in the northwestern region would have been addressed. And so this morning we look at the issue of national security vis-a-vis the establishment of the forest guard. We used to have it before. I know those days we have them so many, but somehow, somewhat, when we felt we are all home and dry, everyone chasing the crude oil money, we left the forest guard. And when Boko Haram came and took over Sambisa forest, the first question is, how do we get these guys back? How do we get people back to actually go through the forest? And little do we know that somehow killer headers will actually take over the forest, rob, and the kidnappers will take over the forest as well. And when they are done, they will go enjoy themselves, while all of us will lament, maybe cry, bury our dead, and subsequently return back to work and wait for the next kidnapping again. This morning we have been joined by Mr. Joshua Osatimehin, who is, I got that name correctly, yes, who is the Commandant General of the Nigerian Forest Security Service. You welcome to our studio.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You're most welcome. And let me, before I come to the issue of your agency that appears to be in the front burner with many persons clamoring for, we have not seen against yet. That means you're not lucky. We've not seen against them. But let's now start to ask your take on national security. Where did you miss it?
Yeah, thank you. I want to say
you sound like a gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah.
The issue of national security, I do see over the time that our security applications are really doing well. The military, the police, civil defense, and the DSS, even the police and the military, we have to give it to them.
Okay.
Whenever they go on international debate or international collaboration,
okay,
you see them coming first. It shows that they are one of the best among their people. But coming down to national security, something is lacking. Why do I mean? The police can only be seen within the township. We families for territorial protection.
Sometimes you don't see the people in township. Sometimes when you drive at night, sometimes it appears everywhere just
in the rural area. In rural area, there is no presence of security. That is the only missing link. Where there must be a safe first line of defense. If you come to my community now, if there is any terror there, sir, definitely before you reach out to police and the military, something like that will happen. And they will reach terror and go. But we, the locals, that is where the forester comes in to bridge the gap between the community and the villagers. So they call them first line of defense. At least, when you look at you just mentioned the issue of Sambisa Forest. Sambisa Forest is one of the biggest forests in the entire Africa. In Nigeria, it covers almost 6 million hectares of land and border 3 major international communities.
okay.
Are you getting it now? It borders Cameroon, Niger, and Chad. Look at these 3 major international communities. It makes it very easy for them to gain access into our country. And Sambisa is almost as two of entire landmass of Belgium as a country. Belgium as a country is just 3 million hectares. The Sambisa has 6 million hectares. Now this is a massive area. And coming to Nigeria, Sambisa,
What are we governed?
this is how it can be governed.
Okay.
Sambisa has a border with about 6 states, 4 in the northeast, 2 in the northwest. In the northwest, it borders Kano and Jigawa. In the northeast, it borders Bauchi, Gombe, Yobe, and Borno.
Okay.
This can be known. So we, as a forester, we have already planned our operational strategies in all those areas. It's just for us to take off today. Because in between Yobe and Borno, one of our sector command will be there. So in between Bauchi and Gombe, one of our sector command will be there. In between Jigawa and Kano, one of the sector command are there. So from there will be inter-operationality between the 3 sectors of command. And the forest tradition agri-ranger will be there. So we'll be showing them. Because if these people come, these are the entry point. And when you look at the northwest, you can start from southwest, from Okebu, the borders Cameroon. We have our sector command there. Southwest has 6 states, 3 border international community, Oyo, Ogun, and Lagos.
Okay.
So we are aiming to get the sector command in all this area.
But you appear very, very strong. I was in Jos some few months ago, and it appears everywhere is foresters. I'm sorry, I saw too much of that, and I told my defense correspondent, Mr. John Tina, that it appears these people are already very deep in Jos.
This is a journey of 9 years, since 2016.
Okay.
We have covered the entire 774 local government, including the FCT, in all the 36 states of the country.
Okay.
We have been trained by the creative body of security, which are the police, the civil defense, the military, and the DSS.
Now, let's now come into something, because when you talk about the issue of our forest guard, our foresters, and those who actually stay within that issue, the fear many persons are having is the connectivity of intelligence gathering, which may be likely be easy, and intelligence sharing, and intelligence utilization. Because we have the third one we have not touched that. In intelligence gathering, you collect intelligence sharing, and when these two are done, where we found the missing link is intelligence utilization. Let's leave that one out for now. Let's look at how with this we enhance intelligence gathering first.
Yes, sir. I said the problem that all our members are drained from the locals.
Okay.
It's different from normal conventional security.
Okay.
When we are in Jos, we work in Jos.
Yes.
Like the epicenter, 4 epicenter of crisis in Jos are 4 local government. We have Basa, Bukos, Barikiladi, and Mongo. These have been bedevil for the past 2-3 years now. And it's because of their proximity, you understand what I'm saying, to Benue. And Benue share border with Cameroon. So all this, we have already mapped up our strategy. Between Barikiladi and Mongo, one of our sector commander will be there on gathering local intelligence, actionable intelligence, because we are trained by DSS on intelligent gathering and intelligent gathering. Sharing. It's not all intelligence we share that actionable. Do you understand what I'm saying? When your intelligence are being adulterated, that means no actionable intelligence. So our men will be taught on all this intelligent gathering, intelligent sharing. And before you can be enlisted and not in the organization, the traditional institution of your local government must sign your form to prevent criminal being enlisted. Okay. The DPA will sign, the DSS in that local government will sign. But we have also seen real fathers engaging in kidnapping. And we have seen some, you have seen report where some real fathers have been deposed because they got involved in kidnapping. They also collect ransom. So if those men are to sign someone that will be a forester or a forest guard to bring intelligence against kidnappers, yes, sir, then they will likely get it corrupted. Yes, sir. Let me tell you something, sir. It's just one out of 100. But you know, one can destroy your intelligence. I know, sir. But it's not only one person that will sign. 3 people will sign. The head of intelligence, head of Transitional Association, the DPA, the DSA. So there's no way you can sacrifice your compromise your royal father. Yes, you can't compromise the police. If you compromise police, DSA will not be compromised. Okay. So we make it a cool pass before we be enlisted. These 3 people must vote your form in order for us to have people with doubtful integrity. But let's not come back now, because when you talk about the issue of manning Nigerian ungoverned space, manning the forest, it sounds very beautiful. But some of us who actually grew up and had to go to farm, had to stay in the bush, had to set traps, you know what we do now, set traps, catch bushmeat, and all of that, prepare, raise the meat, fishing and all of that. But now, you have a teeming youth, let me be a little critical, who believe that life is not in that part anymore. We don't largely man these places. What we need to do is to really be in the city, cash cruise, make quick money, and we're going to. How do you change this ideology? That is why we are appealing to government that this proposed forest guard, we should form the nucleus of it, because we have been trained with that capacity. We should not say because of people are looking for jobs that have not been in the country, that doesn't know the forest terrain. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I read the news that 130 people will be recruited, I'm saying it categorically. 130,000 people will be recruited. I'm saying it categorically, in less than 6 months, our men will have over just 43,652 men. We can liquidate all these criminals within the forest. They can be liquidated with this system. It's all about mapping out your strategies. And we have commissioned their mind. This is our country. Nigeria must reclaim, yes, Nigeria must work, must reclaim its place position among the community of nations in Africa and in the entire world. And for it to happen, the security of life and property must be reassured. I don't know if you're I'm following your Facebook. We have people that are determined. We will see that, okay, there's no state across the country that we don't have more than 2,000 trained by the police, trained by DSS, and the military over the last night. But why you also train them, the fear many are having is the intentionality of how we are going to get this sustained over time. I'm very sorry. You know, when the civil defense was coming on board,
their roadmap was clear. National infrastructure. They are going to face that. They are going to this. They are going to that. But somewhat, if you agree with me, to some extent, the civil defense appear to be doing more of some police work. Sometimes we see attack on infrastructure. In the FCT, we see the stealing of manhole and other. Some of the people that we are trained to go and protect infrastructure now prefer to be in Abuja headquarters, now prefer to push file, now prefer to do other things outside the core mandate of now. You are talking about yourself as a forester. You are maybe free to go in there with some of your men. But all these young men who are coming on board, the question is, are they determined to actually go into the forest? Are they determined to remain undercover for weeks and months? Are they determined to even infiltrate forest-based community and forest-based group? To actually, are they willing to be beaten by the wind? Yes, beaten by the sun, attacked by wild animal, all for the safety of the nation and the people therein.
Well, I just said it myself. I never said that our sector command will be in the town. No. They should be around there. But the issue, the young men, beside where your command is, men are going to go into the forest. Yes. Deep into the forest. They are going to stay there. They are going to walk there for what's good. This young man who left to drive GLK, will they stay in that forest? I just said that our men are drawn from the local, not from the city. Fine. They are living there, they are born there, they live there, they live the interconnectivity of the forest. You are saying that means when you are going to draw men, you draw men from the indigenous community. Exactly. You don't bring where one senator will give you 50 names. House of Rep will give you 30 names. They bring one Abuja man will give you. They will give you all these Abuja boys. Who will go to there and look for posting back to Abuja, and the forest will no longer be manned. You will work where you reside. If you are, for example, from Delta, that means you should not take from Abuja to, because not from Abuja, you can take from Kwali Abaji, but not from not from the city center of Abuja. There are some Independence area. Good. Within Abuja, not Kwali, like Kwali. Yes. Every people need to be known as well. When you say forested region, it's not being because of the great vegetation. Even the waterways, rough terrain. If any senator is governor is bringing a candidate, they must work where they are born. Not that you are recruited from Delta, you come and work in the most of they prefer them to be around Abuja. No, you must work in your sector command. But let us hope they don't bring candidates so that you can face. No, I'm serious. So that you can face your job. The moment a minister will have to bring 40 in his list, a governor will bring this, Senate committee chairman on security will bring some. You will end up not employing genuine people because the original people who want to work will not be there. So we want the original concept, which is the fundamental mandate of the organization. And it's already on ground. It's already on ground. Now, when you are taking on the plane, let them. I'm only telling you so that I'm telling them who are watching, so that they don't sit down now when we are set to man the forest, clear out the bandits, clear out the kidnappers, clear out the criminals. A governor will go and tell you, hey, Mr. Wole, I have, you know those who voted for me. I have 100 I want to bring. Senators will go and bring one long list for you. To approve your budget, we need to give you, approve this. Security issue must be treated seriously. Good. With all manner of seriousness. Fine. Not political. Good. If any candidate will be enlisted, they will work where they live. I'm only telling you the pressure you will get. So that you start to prepare your mind, because now you are struggling to secure and man the forest. When it gets its officialization, that time you will be alone. These people will bring lists. It's not the normal original concept. The fundamental concept, it cannot be changed. Politicians, they don't believe in the concept. We have constitution that form Nigeria Forest Security Service, which cannot be changed by myself. I thank you, Mr. Wole. I love your passion. I love your spirit. I have seen you. Thank you, sir. The man who is out there, who is looking for vote for next election, he doesn't believe in what you believe. So let me tell you, as a politician, you can campaign effectively when your name are being secured. Today, now, if you are a senator and you know that you brought an agency to land life that can safeguard Nigeria forests. Some of all these electorate are the ones down in the forest in the bushes. But if we are part of the advocates that make this into content for future, then we don't need to campaign. Because the campaign has begun already by what you have done. So all the senators, let me tell you something, I give it to this 10th Assembly under the leadership of His Excellency, Senator Davis. He has passion for public crimes and criminality in all the forested region. They are the one that pays the bill.
But can we say that about everybody around him?
Yes,
there must be one bad egg. There must be one bad or two bad eggs or three bad eggs in the Senate.
Before we have the support of the Nigeria Senate,
okay, now
the support of the House of Representatives and the presidency. No individual can change the Nigeria.
We will wait for that. ITV is here. We will be covering that. Let's talk on now. Technology in forest management.
Yes, sir.
We need to look at that because you can't just put men there. There are areas that the men will go, there are areas they cannot go, there are areas they will go. Now the world is already gone global. Yes. There are heavy drones that can fly through this forest and spot criminals. So that as we man the forest, as we man the area, we don't put men to a point where they will go at maximum risk. What is your intention on deployment of technology to actually secure our forests? Regions.
Yes, sir. We have a lot of criminal ground.
Okay.
And I will just paraphrase it.
Go ahead.
Yes, we are here.
Right.
We are the trained on Nigeria Army.
Good.
And Air Force.
Good.
Then we have our connectivity with the air wings of the Nigeria Army. That is Air Force.
Good.
As we are going, then we will deploy the certificate to geo-map. There's something we call geomapping and geolocation.
And geosurvey.
Yes, geosurvey. We know the exact location that where we are going. And then we have our intelligent command that will be reporting only to national command from before we give directive in order for the information to be actionable. Are you getting my point now? And then we have our forest interdiction. Yes, sir. These are the people that have been working with the Air Force in case of if there's any threat in any area. You dare not send into action without getting a message from the intelligent command of the headquarters. Do you understand what I'm saying? They will be limited to someone because these are operational policy that you can't be diverging at the head. But we have it programmed. So there is mutual relationship between the Air Force and the even Nigeria airspace with our organization.
No, let's not come in now as our time is flying, and I'm very pleased because our colleague from Lagos, Joshua Okata, will also be taking up after we finish the interview. We'll be looking at banditry in the northwestern region. Now, let's look at engagement with local communities. We want to look at the engagement. How do you engage them when it comes to the issue of security? Because most times urban settlements are almost heavily manned. You have the police command, you have the NSCDC command, the DSS command. That's at the state level there. You have everything. Even at the local government secretary, local government headquarters, you have some of this. But in the suburbs, we don't have. What is your engagement program and initiative with rural fathers?
Yes, sir. Well, we have said it now, but we have a lot of tasks ahead of us. We are the one that if we see anybody within the forested area carrying arms and ammunition, they will be arrested and taken over to the police for prosecution. When you see anybody,
that means if the arms are not heavier than the one you can. Because some of them carried machine gun, and that one don't push your men to go and arrest them. I'm sorry, sir. You can't push your men. Somebody is carrying machine gun, and you are telling a man with AK, 1972 AK, to go and confront that man.
The federal government now,
good.
They are not the federal government of them. They are not joking with insecurity. We follow them Baba Pomida. And when it is, they are made promise that we will be armed, we will be empowered, we will be modern day security technology.
But what are you armed? If somebody carry a rocket launcher, I'm sorry, sir. I'm only saying that because of their wives, so that your foresters will know that this man is holding a rocket launcher and not an AK. So you don't carry your AK and go to a man with a rocket launcher. I'm only telling you that.
Go ahead. We have two major advantages over these criminals. Number one, we need the interconnectivity of these forests, of these forest linkages.
Okay.
They are slowed in Nigeria, but we know that. That is why I said that if you are not born there, you don't reside there, you cannot work there. So we know what to attack. We know
I love your courage, but I just pray for you. Mr. Wale, I love your courage. But the politicians who are watching you, I pray they have this kind of mind you have for the country. Because when they start to tell you, I have 14 names, 50 names who want to stay in Abuja, that does not shame the original concept. The concept will be there, but the workability, the politicians are thinking of the next election. You are thinking of securing the forest spaces.
If this thing is on board, 80% of the politicians will win the next election. The problem Nigeria did now is security of life and property in the forested. So, every farmer can go to farm and do their normal business. Every trader can do their businesses and within the forest terrain, within the local villages, and within the various community there. No, we are planning on the mission of both armed and the civil. Okay, look at the bandit. How do they get their foodstuff within the communities? And a man will be there, gathering local intelligence. It's part of civil relation. We have a unit for that within our department. Community civil relation. These are the people that will be guarding the local intelligence from the community. Whoever that want to compromise from the real father, or from the community leader. So they will be apprehended and hand over to the police. I think I've answered your question, sir.
Okay, let's just hope that we can really see all of those ones are come now. Now, let's look at the issue of advocacy. The issue of conscientizing people to start to have this concept that we need to largely change how we operate within the forest communities. That means those who see people going into forest, reporting back. That means your relationship now with the public, because it's very key.
That is what we call community civil relation.
Good.
Now, before you enter into the forest, you must tell us what you want to do. Even the hunters, they must obtain license from our Department of Directorate of Forestry, because you must tell us, categorize the kind of animal you are going there to hunt. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The government of them is okay, they are hunters. What are they doing within the forest? They are going to be doing collaboration with the bandit. So how these things have been put in place, and we have intelligent people that will be living among the locals, among the community, to gather actionable intelligence for us to report back to the constituted authority like the police and the military.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's get your last word now. What's your last word? We want to end this and actually move over to our Lagos Network Center.
Yes, I think I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Mr. President and his team for the approval given to this wonderful initiative. It will go a long way to curb insecurity in our forested region. And at the same time, to all our men across the 36 states of the country and across the 774, they should remain disciplined, remain strategic, and let them work on the line with the constituted authority to make sure that we cut crime and criminality in our forested region.
Okay, thank you very much for coming, Commandant General of Nigerian Forest Security Service. Let's hope we have a peaceful nation and one that we can trust and be very happy that the nation is very peaceful when assessed on a global scale.